Just like Joseph, Jesus was betrayed. Just like Joseph, Jesus was abandoned. He was left for dead. He was literally thrown into the pit of hell. But yet he rose again onto the highest throne in order to do what? To save his people. Just like all these other stories that you're probably coming into contact through the Old Testament, they're constantly pointing to Jesus. They're constantly showing the fact that just as in Joseph's story, that God is always in control of history, and he's always working out his plan to put Jesus on the throne to save his people. It's always about, first and foremost, Jesus. And because it's about Jesus, it should also give us the confidence knowing that just as in Joseph's story, God is in charge of our lives as well. That no matter what you go through, no matter how bad it is right now, God is in control. God is in charge. He's large. He can handle his business and your business, and he's always with you. How would your life be different? How would your perspective change if you knew that God was always with you wherever you went and had a purpose behind everything that you went through? Do we believe this? Joseph said, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. He really believed that. Like, he really believed that God was in control over everything, even the bad things. Do you follow the storyline? Even from the pit to the prison, to being falsely accused before that, to the prison, to being able to interpret dreams, to being left for dead in the prison for 2 years, then to be able to go before Pharaoh and interpret his dream. Where did that all lead him? To being prime minister of all of Egypt, and eventually being put in the palace so that he could save his family. Don't you see it? God was as much in the pit, in the prison, as he was in the palace. And the same is true in our lives. God is as much in the pits and the prisons of our lives as he is in the palace, the destination that we ultimately want to be at, because that's the happy place, right? Yet God is as much with you in the things that lead up to those moments and those destinations that God has for you. When you look back, you say, oh, I get it. I get that those were just a part of God's plan to get me to where he wanted me to be.